you know, to go beyond what we talked about with Joseph on the podcast this morning, because again, Joseph was in here to go through really the forensics and the details of the evidence on the ground and stuff like that, not all the other noise surrounding this. But obviously, Candace Owens has covered this case a lot and talks about like Israeli connections and things like that, and the relationship Charlie had with some of his pro-Israeli friends and how he didn't believe in the cause towards the end of his life, which has been verified and things like that. And therefore, that means that they killed him and whatever. I don't know. I will say it's weird. The Hamptons meeting with Ackman is weird. You know, the wife is weird. Like that, it just is. And the way that she's reacted publicly and some of her previous history, it's all weird. That can be true at the same time that like somebody also, you know, just didn't like him and killed him. Now, the boyfriend, I guess the partner, Lance Twiggs. Is that his name? Twiggs?
Yeah.
Okay. He gave a deposition in the spring that was played, some of it, at this preliminary hearing where he started to go through, you know, I guess like some color commentary on their relationship. And one of the things that he said is that they didn't discuss like a lot of politics, but particularly I believe what he said when I looked at the transcript is like they never discussed Charlie Kirk or questions surrounding that. And then he went with what has been put out as the narrative that, yes, you know, Tyler texted me and said I did this and then confirmed it to him in person and everything. And to play devil's advocate on that, he has received partial immunity here. And if people wanted to, you know, have the suspicious look on it, you could say, well, he's being coached to say that. And that's what he has to say to open shut case it. That's possible. It's certainly possible. I don't know. I'm not in the rooms. But again, he also disappeared for a little bit right after the case. That was kind of weird. Like there are certainly weird things with it. And you don't know, like when someone like this, if in fact Tyler Robinson acted alone and did in fact kill Charlie Kirk, if that is the case, when someone like this breaks and does something so irrational and crazy like that, the key word is irrational. They're not a rational person. They don't process it's a Captain Obvious statement, but they don't process the world like you and I do. They're not in a normal state of mind. I think it was reported he went and like got a meal in Dairy Queen later. Mm-hmm. And then after Lance Twiggs purports that when he confirmed it with him in person, he said something like, Lance said something like Tyler just went about doing chores or something just to keep his mind off it, which to us, that's clearly not normal behavior at all. But this would, in that theory, not be a normal person because he just blew someone away because he didn't like their opinions. You know, that's not something normal people do. So that's another thing where I struggle with it. It's like to put your mind in the mind of someone who might even, you know, not to put a medical term on it, but have some schizo tendencies. I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult. And it should be difficult for all of you out there because you've never had those thoughts or gone to do something like that. So that's certainly odd. But